Have you ever wondered how the human race continues to exist even after this day? Well, I'm sure you're already aware of how babies are made and develop, but it's more complicated than that.
It all starts at the uterus, when a sperm and egg meet at the fallopian tube and form a zygote.
Once the zygote has formed, it will head down to the fallopian tube and towards the uterus. When it reaches the uterus, it just floats around for a few days, soaking up secretions that are full of vitamins and glycoproteins. But eventually, it's gonna need permanent nutritional support, so about a week after ovulation, it snuggles up to the endometrial layer and starts the process of implantation. Estrogen and progesterone helps on the process of implantation. They prepare the endometrium to receive the blastocyst, allowing the uterine lining to bind proteins on trophoblast. Implantation takes about 5 days and finishes up 12 days after ovulation, right around when menstruation would otherwise kick in and slut off the endometrium. To avoid that to happen, the trophoblast secretes a luteinizing-like hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin or HCG. It talks directly to the corpus luteum, telling it to keep pumping out estrogen and progesterone. HCG is basically calling out all the shots, triggering the release of other hormones that are crucial to the blastocyst development. At this point, hormones are very important. In fact, a whole new organ is forming which is going to take over the hormone-controlling job, and that is the placenta. This organ only appears during pregnancy together with the umbilical cord that provides for the direct transport of nutrients and hormones. Over the next several months, it rapidly develops into an organ systems and bones and grows into what you see in the delivery room. Now, the process of labor is not as simple as you thought. There are actually a lot of hormones and reproductive organs working. The growing placenta is still secreting estrogen and progesterone, but it's also pumping out a relaxin, a hormone that loosens joints and ligaments to increase flexibility, and it also releases human placenta lactogen or HPL. This helps to tell the fetus to grow, get the breast ready to lactate, and tells the mother to start hoarding glucose for the fetus to use. About 38 to 40 weeks after fertilization, weeks wherein the baby develops, the baby needs to go out. The process of giving birth actually begins with hormones. Up until the last few weeks before birth, the placenta has been kicking out equally high amounts of both progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone helps on keeping the smooth muscles in the uterus relaxed so they can contract and stimulate labor early. But as due date nears, the mother undergoes a sudden decline in progesterone. The estrogen takes over. This is partially because the fetus itself is ready to go. The fetus starts releasing hormones like cortisol and tells the placenta to release even more estrogen to get the uterus ready for birth. As labor nears, special cells in the fetus itself start secreting oxytocin, which tells the placenta to release prostaglandins. Together, oxytocin and prostaglandins stimulates the uterine muscles to start contracting. When the contractions get strong enough to distend the cervix, it stimulates the release of even more oxytocin and prostaglandins, imitating labor. The cervix will be fully dilated, and the mother should feel the urge to push. After the efforts of the mother, the baby will finally go out head first through the cervix and out the vagina.